Hi, this is Anne from La Bella Donna Vintage Creations. Welcome to my channel. Um, I Today I would like to show you how I put together a soft journal cover. Just the way I do it. I'm sure everybody has their own preferred way, but I just want to show you what I do. I tried to do this the other day and I started working on it, and my camera, my phone kept moving, and I was getting out of focus and everything. Well, anyway, I kept reaching up to fix it, and in doing so, I accidentally stopped the video and didn't realize it. So the one that I had already gone through is finished, but I just want to show you just the cover of it, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do today. I'm going to start from the beginning, but I'm going to use a different coloring. This is now we're getting closer to the Christmas season. I thought I would kind of go into the colors that I love a lot, which is the burgundies and the golds and that sort of thing. But I want to show you what I had prepared for you, and I messed up. So here we go. This is one that I did. This, I just love this. Oops, excuse me. This fabric. I had bought it at a thrift store. I got it actually at Goodwill. I went in there and I thought it was just a big piece of fabric in a bag. As you know, they're bagged and they have a price on it. But it was a round tablecloth, a small round tablecloth. And it was just stunning. I love those colors. These are my favorites to work with. The greens, the ivories, a little bit of mauves in there, a little bit of, kind of looks a little bit on the lilac-y side, purplish color. I love that. And I had this beautiful, I was cleaning out my closet, and like I tell everybody, look in your closet, because a lot of times things don't fit or you don't like them anymore, and wind up that they have the most beautiful trim and fabric that you can use in your crafts. And this particular one was a beautiful, it was a collar, and I don't know why I bought it. I bought an ivory one, I bought a black one. I think there might even be a white one. I have to look in my stash here that I put. But anyway, it was so stunning and it looked so good with this that I thought this is what I would use. And in the front, I used, of course, some of it, I brought it into an angle here. And then I used some sections of appliques and trims from Crafty Me Shop, because you know that I buy a lot of mine from there. I have a lot of stash, but I have a lot of stuff that I've bought from her, and I just thought I would incorporate it into this. Unfortunately, you just didn't get to see how I did it. Now, when I did the basics in the video, and then I went back to put the picture and a little bit of the trim, but everything else had been done. So excuse that. It happens to me all the time. It just seems like I'm in a rush to do things and I wind up making a mess. But anyway, this is what I have. So I want to show you how I did it, how I put together the foundation, which is the soft journal cover. And I'm going to show you that now. Now I'm going to put these pretties, because this is the embellishment part of it. I'm going to put this on the side and bring out the foundation, which I have here. Okay. So what I use always is the Amazon, their bubble wrap type of envelopes, and I use that because it really works out good for me. I like the crunch, the crinkle, the sound, and it's really sturdy. It really is. And what I do with it is I will first, let me show you. I first put, and I've got some of that fabric stuff on here, excuse that. I put felt on each side, and that what it does, I'm going to show you that. I'm going to do that now. What it does is it gives it this secure padding and softness because you don't want to just put your fabric over the crinkly stuff. At least I don't. So I'm going to show you how I do that in the front and the back. I'm going to use some tacky glue here, and then I'm going to trim. I got little pieces of that other fabric that I cut. So let me just do that for you. Okay. Here. This is I get the tacky glue over at the dollar store, in the little ones. It's easier for me to handle. Okay, I put that there. Okay, and the other side. Get that. Oh, what I want to do before I even finish that, I want to just kind of stretch that into place. Felt, it'll move a lot, you know, so you have to just kind of wiggle it around. I got the felt, again, I always shop thrift stores and sales and stuff like that, and it was at Goodwill also. And it bought a long time ago. It was in a real big bundle, and it was only 99 cents, and it was a lot of it in there. So, I mean, what a good score, you know? That's what you have to kind of watch for, because I really try not to pay full price for anything, because otherwise it just, you know, it's a lot of money then. And you want to put, if you want to put some expense into something, you want to maybe do it with your trims and your laces and that. But the basic parts that nobody sees, you don't want to really bother, you know, with doing up anything too expensive. And if you were to go into the fabric store and buy it, these would be pricey. So anyway, what I want to do is cut this a little bit up here. We can always continue to cut and trim as we go along. This is just easier to cut once it's glued on. I'm telling you, trying to cut this to get prepared for today, it was wiggling all over. So I hope all you guys are doing great. I hope you're having a great day and maybe doing some crafting. Let me just do this. And if I have to come back later and trim it, I will. It's not a big deal. Okay. Okay. Maybe cut a little bit more here. Okay. Okay. So now we got one side done. Now we're going to do the other side. And as you see, you know, there's the writing and all this other stuff on there. That's all going to be covered. And not only will it be covered with the felt, but then I have another piece that I put over it. So you'll see that too. And again, I'm going to have to stretch this felt so that it fits, because it slides a lot. So let me just do that. Okay. It's a beautiful day out here today. Oh my goodness, we've had such beautiful weather. You know, the sun's shining, and you know, it's just so pretty. It's just so pretty out. The temperature is really mild. And now we're getting the beautiful colors that we missed out on because there was no rain. And, you know, so it was kind of late in seeing the colors around here. So now we're seeing them, and they're just so beautiful. Loving every minute of that. Okay, there. Now I'll do the other side. Okay. Ugh, my hands are not so strong. Okay. I know there's probably a much easier way to do this, but anyway, let me just go for it. Okay. Now, a lot of times I will sew. Once I get the glue on there, just kind of hold it in place, then I'll go to my machine and sew. But today, I'm just doing everything in with the glue. I'm going to show you that. You can, because a lot of people don't like to sew. A lot of people don't have a sewing machine. And so this is, you know, we'll do it without a sewing machine today. So now again, I'm going to just fix this Okay. And here. Okay. And this should be the last part of this part of it anyway. Okay. So now that gives us the really nice padding. And, you know, I just really love that. Let me just throw that away. I really love that it gives you this nice padding on both sides. Okay. Next thing I do is I'll take this. I had bought at an estate sale actually two big rolls there on the 3 foot, like, you know, the 3 foot rolls of fabric. One was like a lighter weight cotton, and the other one was and what was this, and it kind of reminds me of maybe duck cloth. I don't know if it's even correct in saying that, but that's what it reminds me of. It's got the thickness. It's really very, very, very nice. I love working with this. So, and again, it gives you that nice, it's got one side is shiny, the other side is dull. I'm going to use the dull side because what I'm going to use it for is the inside, and I'm going to use it on this side where you could see all the you could see all the pattern of the Amazon envelope. So I'm going to just put this on here. And this will be the inside, and it covers it. See how beautiful? And eventually I'm going to be putting laces and stuff, because I haven't, you know, even on the other one, I haven't done the inside yet. I was just doing the outside covers. So let's do that. And let's see if I can cut this and maybe make it a little bit easier on myself here. Okay. All right. And I think maybe well, we'll use this for now. And then if I feel like I need to put a little bit of hot glue, I will do that later. Okay, yeah, this is a little bit better, because I'm not doing anything that is so precise. Oops. There we go. I'll do that. And I'm going to use this to kind of bring it in there nice and tight. Good. Okay, excuse that. All right, now there. Okay. Boy, I felt so bad when I was working on that other one. I don't know. You know, you're trying to do things at the same time, and I just reached up to move it, and that's when I shut it off by accident. So I use my phone, so I know maybe a lot of ladies that do the YouTubes have the cameras and such, but I don't have a setup like that here. It's just basic, and that's that. So anyway, now what I have is, this is the outside, this is the inside of it. When we close it, this is what we're going to have, is this inside. Now what I'm going to do is, let me get rid of some of this here. I'm going to cut this down so we won't have so much bulk. I will be having some laces and everything hanging over, but at this point right now, we're going to just take this off. Okay, let me do that. Let's see if I can just tear it. Do I dare? Yeah, we're going to do it. Okay, let's do that, because I like that rough edge. Okay, and then this. Tear that, hopefully. Okay, and there we have it. So now we've got that part of it. And we can always trim this a little bit later. Maybe I'll just do it now, so I won't have to do it later. Okay, there we go. So now we've got the inside, and now we're going to work on the outside. And I just want to fold this so that it's nice and even as I can get it. Okay. my plan with this was to take, and I'm going to show you what I've got here. All right. I thought it would be fun, and I've been wanting to do this. I haven't done it before, so we're going to see how it works. I'm going to cover this glue for now because I think I'm going to use hot glue now. So I'm going to put this on the side. What I wanted to do was take a really pretty picture and put that on here. And then onto this, I wanted to layer some other pictures. And then I want to bring some fabric in to kind of scrunch it together. That's my plan. So we're going to try it. And if it works, fine. If it doesn't work, well, fine too. I guess we'll try something else because, you know, when you're doing crafts and everything, we wind up having things not go quite right, and we'll wind up just fixing it. You know, there is a way. Nothing is ever wrong or not usable. We can always redo or, make layers and stuff like that. So anyway, I loved this. I got it. It's a digital, and I feel so bad because I just found it when I came downstairs here. I had looked through some papers and found it, and I do not know who I bought the digital from. I buy a lot of digitals on Etsy, a lot of them, because I want to support the small businesses. I always felt that way. And so I bought this because I loved the colors. And so anyway, it was a long time ago when I printed it up and I had it down here. So whoever it was, forgive me, please. It's beautiful and I love it, is all I can say. So I'm thinking of putting let's cut some of this down is what I really need to do. And I'm trying to think if I want to use this part of it and then because I want to use a cherub in there. Or if I want to use, maybe I want to use this part of it. Oh, yes, I do believe I do. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. Let me just cut these down because when my printer prints up, it has all of the edges still on there. I don't know. I have my issues with my printer. I think you hear that from a lot of crafters. These printers don't know, they don't do what you want them to do. So unfortunately, this one doesn't go right to, I have a border on everything. So we will just go from here. Okay. So let me get rid of that. And we're going to use this. But first of all, I would like to put something down as a, something down as a base. It can maybe something like this, and then I could bring this around to the other side, So that's my thought, because the other side is also going to have the velvet. So let's try it. Let's see what it does. Thought that would be kind of pretty. And then putting this guy on something over here, like this. So I am going to tear it. Is what I'm going to do for right now. And try to find the perfect place for this to be. Like that. And like this. Oh my gosh, it's such a pretty paper. Maybe like this. So let me just tear. Because I like the idea of the torn look. Because when I scrunch everything together with that fabric, that's what you're going to see is that torn look. You're going to see that scrunch and the torn. So I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to distress the sides so we won't see that white. And like I said, I'm just kind of playing with this because it's something I've wanted to do, and I was doing this in my head and haven't tried it. So let's just, I'm going to use Vintage Photo, and we're going to, it gives it a nicer look. You don't see those edges so much. Okay, like this. So there's that. Now I want to get the size on this first. Maybe there. I wanted to do it more on the top, I think. Toward the top. Like that. Let me come down a little bit more here. Okay, and some on the bottom. Such a beautiful digital. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of place things, and then I'll glue down that lace. And this is probably got it at an estate sale, which I usually do with most of my linens and stuff, because you get such a good deal at them at these estate sales. Okay, and I like it. I'm not going to use these, so I'm going to move this out of the way. I originally had some roses, but I think we're just going to put those to the side right now, like that. I like it. And then my thought was to like scrunch the fabric. So that's what I'm wanting to do, is to use that and then use some lace on the side here. So we're going to try it. Okay, so let me put this down first. Okay. Okay, let me get the right side here. Hold on. No, this is wrong. Okay, this way here. That velvet, really, what I should do is get one of those rollers, to take the lint rollers. Should have that down here, because sometimes you run into this issue. Okay, so this is the right side, and this is really beautiful stuff. This is old. Okay, there we go. Let's see, and I want this to hang off because I think that would just be beautiful. Maybe let's do it. Okay. And I'm gonna, let me just, whoops. Tap. Oh, that reminds me, since the ruler kind of came into play here, it reminds me to give you an idea of the size here. So let me show you that. About 5 3/4 by 8 1/4 would be the 8 1/4 inches would be the closed book. Okay, so yeah, it is there. Okay, and then I'm gonna leave this for now again with this. Okay, so now we've got that part of it. So putting this about there, I do believe. Or do I want to go smaller? We're going to try it. I'm going to try that like that. The nice part of it is that when you're hot gluing, it's going to go through that big doily and go right onto the surface. Oops, dropped my tape. Okay. All right. And then comes our cherub, but I want to put something behind him. So let me think what would look good there. I've got some netting here, so let me see if that's going to work. I'll try it to get some layering there. Let's just see. I think so. I think so. I think it gives it that layering that, you know, that we need for this. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to go right in here. Press this down. Okay. Okay. And now we're going to do, I'm going to put this here. Okay. And there we go. Good. Good job. Okay. There we go. So, okay, hold on. Let me grab this real quick. Right back. Now that we've got that layering, and I kind of like the way it looks, we're going to now start to work with this. Now we're going to see how that works. That's, okay, let me just shake it a little bit, get some of that good stuff off of it, that lint. And now I want to gather, and I want to do it underneath, I think, that, okay, and like this is what I want to do. So I'm going to start here and start gluing a lot. See that we can get this nice and secure. Okay. And there. I'll put this close by here. So I'm kind of pleating it as I go. Okay. And here. And this is such thick fabric. It is really, it's pretty thick. This I got at, again, another estate sale. I love to do those estate sales, but you know what? There really hasn't been any good ones lately. I really watch for them because I'm looking for the really vintagey ones, you know. So, and they'll show pictures and you'll see some good stuff, but I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any lately. Okay, so a little bit more, I think, this way. Okay. Oops. Bumped the camera again. All right, now we're going to stop with that there for a minute. And what I wanted to do was to, hold on again, I keep knocking this down. Hold on, please. Okay. I wanted to put this very pretty piece of metallic across there. That is my plan. So, what do you think? I think that's really pretty. I think it shows a lot. And I know I had more than one. I got that from Crafty Me, but I don't know what I did with the others. But this is going to work for now on this. And then, we're going to go from there. So I'm going to put this down. This is the one thing I wanted to use so bad because I thought that what it does is it kind of ties in that gathering. And it doesn't, it kind of hides some of that. Okay, let's see here. Let me look at this a minute. Okay. How would I want to do that? I think I need to cut this a minute. Let me check this. I'm going to cut some of this off like this. Like so. And kind of molding it around this picture is what I'm doing. Like so. Okay, and then there's the top here. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do this top yet. So I think we're going to just leave it like this for the moment. Okay, there. Now, I want to turn the other side here and see what we're going to do with this side. Okay, so we'll get some of that fuzz from the fabric off. And I don't think I'm going to use this. I'm going to cut it is what I'm going to do. Let's do that. And I'm going to use it differently. I'll show you. So let me just take, and we're going to kind of glue that. Okay. Like so. There. And then I'm going to work with this on the back completely. Like so. Okay. Oops. Get you in the view here. And then I want to take this piece and put it over it in a decent fashion, because this is kind of messy. Okay, as I thought I would do that way. So that's my plan. So let's see if we can do it that way. We'll see. Let me pull this. I'm thinking I'm going to need to kind of cut this back. Okay. And, okay, hold on. Let's cut more here. Let me try that way. And we need to do the same thing on this side. Okay. Okay. And then I will do all the little tidy stuff after. All right, so now let's put this here. Okay, let's start in the middle so we get it in place. Okay. And I think I'm going to be a little short. Okay. And then on this side. Okay. There. So we're there. Okay. Now we're going to just fix the front first. Now let's see. Cut. All I'm doing now is just trying to find a nice way to tuck everything in, because like I said, this is a really thick fabric here. Okay. Okay. And this side. Like so. I'm going to have to find a really nice, big, thick piece of lace to come on. I'll get it. Yeah. We always know what to do. We always find a way, don't we? All right. So now let me do it this way. I'm going to just go that way and just round this off this way. All right. So at this point, this is where it's going. Nice and tidy. And tidy it up here for a minute until I figure this out. Okay. All right. There we go. So that's what we have so far. Let's get this little piece of string off. Alrighty. So now this is what we have so far. Okay. And now on the front here, I want to add more lace. So let's find something pretty. I have this very pretty, that could be a layer right there. I'm thinking that would be pretty. This is a beautiful applique. When Esme had her big sales going on, I was buying, she had a lot of bundles, and I was able to get these some of this stuff in big, huge, in quantities, which I love to do because then I don't feel bad about using it. So I want to put this down lower because I want to put something else in there. So let me see what it is I have. Let's look. Whoop. I grabbed from the wrong bundle. Okay, so let's try. Oh, I like that better. Let's do that first. That's really beautiful. I'll put that in there, and then this on top of it. So we're going to have a lot of layers. So let's do that. Okay. When I'm working, I try to put some containers of different types of appliques and stuff next to me, and I piled it. I guess that's what fell. So that's okay. All right, so now I'm going to use, I think, this part because I want it to overlap there. Let's go in here. I keep picking up different scissors here. Okay. Okay. This is really pretty. Okay. Here. Okay, so that's going to give that layer. I like it. Wait a minute. I think we're going to go a little smaller. Let's do that. Let's just go a little bit smaller with that. Okay, right there. Let's do this. That's very pretty. I'm going to tell you. Oh, love it. It's got that such a lacy look, It's not a big solid applique. It's nice and lacy looking, just like this is beneath it. Okay, let's get that down. Pretty. Like I said, I've got to get one of those lint brushes down here. Okay, and now put this down a little bit better. Good. Now let me see what we have here. I do have, let me see. What have I got? I have this, and I was going to use this, so I may, but I want to see first. I think I probably will wind up using this because it's got that nice thickness like this. So we're going from, one side to the other with that. So let me just cut a little bit of this out here. Okay. Here. Okay. I'm going to cut it apart. Then I could mold it around it a little bit, like so. It could be. Thinking about that. That's a thought. That's we're working on that. Also, we have this piece here that I'm not sure if I'm going to, maybe I'll put that up on the top. So we'll probably do that. But let's see what else I got here. Let me see. Okay. Oh, yeah. There's some pretty. This is pretty. Okay, let me take a look at that. Okay. It's more of a whiter applique. I think I want to stick with the off-white. So let's do this for the moment until I find something better. Look. Let's see. Okay. I have this, but I think that might look nice back here. I'm thinking about that. That might be a good way to layer that back. So I'm going to keep that out. And let me see what else I have here. Let's look. Okay, there's this really beautiful, oh, that's so pretty. but I don't want to use this. I have other plans for this, so I don't want to use that because that's just so pretty. And, well, let's see. I have some of these that I had, the same ones like this, only I coffee dyed them. And let's see if we want to maybe use that. Let's see if that would work. I think so. I do. I think that gives it that, oh, I like that. I like that. I almost like to put this on the side here too. Put one here. That would be pretty. Okay, let's do that. I want to put it on the side first. Okay. There we go. Here. I like that. Kind of layers that. And then we have more for the bottom here. And I think I just want to use, well, let's see. Let me see this now. Now that we have that, I think maybe I like this now. I like it. I like that. We're going to use that. I don't know if I'm going to use maybe 2 of them in this corner. Okay. And then on the top here, I think we're just going to go with that extra piece here. Somewhere. Don't you think? I think we need to bring that in. But let me keep going here. I've got this still for the top, so we can layer the top. Because what I'm wanting this is to really be thick looking. And, okay, so let me take some of this off. The other one I wanted it was a little bit lighter, that green one that I showed you earlier. That was more of a lighter look because the fabric was lighter. But this is so heavy. Yeah, I like that. So we're going to do that. So what I'm doing is just kind of surrounding the picture here. Okay. Like that. Okay. I like it. Put a little bit of this to hold it down. Okay. I'm getting there. Okay. Now we're going to go with trimming. Let me trim some of this off. And now we've got this. So let me do this. And I want to make them a little bit scrunchy together so it gives it a little texture. So there we go. I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this other one. Okay. So just scrunch it. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Now, we still have a little bit of stuff to work on here. So let me see if I want to... we're going to wait on this because I'm not sure what I want to do with it. Oh, it might look better on the side, too. You know, it just kind of balances it a little bit. You know, instead of on the top. Almost like that. But we're going to wait. Now we've got the back here. I just want to add some lace to this back. And let me see what I was going to do with that. We've got this really beautiful stuff here. I wanted to put this first, I think. Yeah, I want to add this first to even out that front and the back together. We'll do that, then I'll cover this. So let me just cut this a little bit away here. Okay, here. Let's do that. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Like that. Okay, let's do it. There we go. And like that. Okay. So that's getting there. And next, what were we going to use? We've got this gorgeous stuff here that I might use because it's so beautiful. So let me grab some more of this. Okay, let's take some of this off. Okay, oops. There. Now, I don't know. Let me see. That's so pretty. I can just bring that right across. Okay. Very pretty. I like that. That gives it a really good edge. So let's do that. Okay. I'm doing it little by little. Okay. I like that. I like that layering, you know. I love that texture. I love the layering. Gorgeous. Okay. And now let me just fix some of this down. Okay. And this. There. Now the back really looks pretty. Now it just needs something on the bottom, because we'll need to do that. But I may just use this. I might, because it's so nice. I was going to use this, but I think I want to go with the lighter color. So we'll put that on the side for a minute. So we've got that. Now we just have to do the bottom. So, let's see if we want to just continue this gorgeous stuff. Maybe yes. Why not? Let's just do it. Okay. I can do that. Yep, I don't want it to run the next side. Let's do it maybe this way. Okay. And cut. Yeah, I think so. I think I cut too much off of that. I'll have to add a little bit, which we can do, you know. So let's try it. I'm gonna do this and this just to bring it down. There. A little bit of this. Okay. And then I cut this one off, which I shouldn't have done. So I'm going to add that back. Oops. Shoot. Ay. Let me take it off completely and then patch it. So let's do that. Okay. So now, where is that at? There's this piece and there's these. There's this. So I might have to use this to patch it, and I will do that. It's very forgiving. It's so pretty and it's very forgiving. So let's just do that. All right. I like it. It's good enough. There. So we got that. Now we got to do the top. And then we'll have the back done. How fun. All right, so let me get some more of this. Okay, and okay, let me take this. There, let me get this out of here. And I don't know if I want it maybe this way. I think maybe, maybe this way. Okay, let's do it. Let me take this piece off because we don't need that big piece on there. We can always use it to patch. Okay. Oopsie. There. Eventually, I think I'll put some kind of a nice picture or something on this front and back. I haven't gone that far in my planning yet, so it'll be, you know, it'll be done soon, I guess. But at least I got this started, and I know what I want to do in the way of the drama. I love that contrast of colors. So okay, there's that. Okay, and then I'm going to cut this little tail off. There. There. All right. Okay, what do you think? Pretty, huh? I like it. All right, now I've got all the little pieces of whatever around there. So now, let me think here. I think I want to just curl this up, which I'm going to do here. There. Let's do that. Okay, and that gives it a clean edge. Okay, and then, oh, we're okay on the top, actually. We're not bad on the top here. We're good. So we're good with that. So now, I think we've got where we wanted to go, except for this poor thing that I haven't decided on what to do with. So, do I want to, well, let me see. I'm going to just cut away a little bit of this and see if I couldn't fix it to where I want it to be. Let's see if we can put some there, maybe here, and then a little bit up here. I think so. I think so. Let me just do that. It's so pretty. I just want to use it. There. And then up here, just this little extra. I wonder if I could just put it right in this. I don't know. Maybe in this corner. Let's do that. I think so. There. Yep. Okay. There. I like it. Now, there's going to be more added to it. You know, that's for sure. Let me just get this piece of string. So there's going to be more added to it. I'm going to be working in the inside, which I'm gluing together, obviously, here. There we go. So we got the inside we're going to work on and add the laces and everything. But I just wanted to just give you some idea of how I put it together and what I do with it. And please excuse all the pieces of lint on there. Okay, but I think that it came out the way I wanted it. I wanted it to be scrunched in there. I wanted the picture on this side. And now I'm going to do more in the way of coloring. Probably put some burgundies, maybe some, I have some of this beautiful trim. This is something that I might put in there. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll use it just for the inside. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it. But so this is what I have so far, and I'm hoping that you enjoyed looking at it and seeing how I put things together. And this gives me a really good beginning of a gorgeous journal. And I'll probably, when I use the, make the inside, what I'm going to do is I will put, and I'm probably going to wind up sewing it. I don't know yet, the paper inside. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. But I will use probably about, I will use one signature. I'll probably do maybe 10 pages, 12 pages, whatever. So it's really, it'll be 24 pages once you add the both sides. And there'll be a music sheet. There'll be different colors of scrapbook paper, maybe a lot of this beautiful background that I had used. It was so pretty with that burgundy and gold. I might use a lot of that inside too, and just give it some real drama. So anyway, we've got the two. I lost the other one. It's around here somewhere. I have to look. I think it fell with that package that I had there. So this is what we've got. This is what we did today. I hope it inspired you a little bit. For me, it was just kind of moving into the Christmas part of things, and I really love this because in my house I love to use the burgundies and golds too. So anyway, so I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you'll do some crafting. I hope that you do something really nice for yourself, because as I always say, we don't take care of ourselves enough, and we need to do that. We need to relax a little bit, just kind of enjoy a little bit of time just to ourselves. Have a cup of tea or a little bit of, some coffee or whatever you like, and just kick your feet up a little bit and just kind of let your mind relax a little bit. And as always, please, love your family and hold them close. Goodbye now.